Alright guys, alright, so random stream using my phone camera as a cam, which is pretty cool because you're getting like all three angles, so I'm messing with the angles here. But random stream purpose, I want to get this thing done. I really want to start my 2.4 build. Plus, keep in mind I'm also a gamer, and Battlefield 2042 is announced. So that means October I'm going to be busy gaming. I will definitely be live streaming on that. Plus I got to update my PC, got to redo the water coolant. So you really want to kind of crack these projects out, get them all done. While it is fun, I will do some video formatting, not just live streaming. While this is fun, I also got to do some videos as well because a lot of people like the videos over the streams. So, but yeah, I just want to get this done. Like I'm sitting here having all the parts, and I'm like getting anxious. So I really want to get it done. So just a random live. Really want to get it done. So from the last stream, all I did was I did the bed. The bed is nicely done, going up and down very smoothly. It's all set. Did the build plate. I should have done a video on how to kind of get these aluminum plates going. They're not hard. You just gotta follow. I use the V1.8 layout of where to put the hole. So the holes are nicely drilled. This is a 12 by 12 or 300 millimeter by, well, really 305 millimeter by 305 if you calculate it in millimeters from inches. So this is a 6 millimeter thick 12 by 12 aluminum plate made out of 6061 aluminum. So it's already drilled. It has the mounting position. I'm mounted exactly like how you mount a V1.8 bed. So just for ease of bed leveling and everything, I just wanted this to come out looking really nice. But I'm just tired of sitting here watching it, knowing that I have everything and want to put it up. So I ran the belt. So the belt is nicely ran, and I'm glad I have this camera so I can actually take you in a little closer and show you the belt run. Make sure to watch myself here too as well. Hey Condi, hey man. I appreciate you coming to this random stream, man. Like, you understand, man. I appreciate your support. Always here, man. Always on the beat. Never know when I'm about to stream, but you're always there. I really, really appreciate you, bro. Really appreciate you. So belts ran. So I kind of was messing with camera handles here, so that way you guys can get a better view. I know you guys mentioned to get a kind of microscope view. So I figured I could kind of like use one camera to kind of let you guys in a little closer, and this seemed to be working, so you guys can kind of get a more of a detailed view of what I'm doing too. So yeah, this is nice to have all three angles right in view. So yeah, so the belt is ran. It's all tensioned up, all tensioned nicely. It's very stiff too. So I'm happy about that. The belt is done. So I really want to just get it over with and get it built and finished up. Let me actually move this camera up just a little so that way you guys can kind of see my face a little bit. This one doesn't necessarily have to see the whole build. You can just kind of see my face just a little. Hopefully that can allow you guys to see me just a little bit better here. But yeah, so let's get cracking. Let's finish up this build, man. I really want to get done and put it together. So let's see what we have to do. Belts ran. So now we just have to start mounting, like crimping this cable. Start crimping the fan cable, all that stuff. It's a little bit of a crimping wiring going on here, and then start mounting the Hotend, stuff like that, and then, you know, see what we can get done. So yeah, I just wanted to get it done, guys. I really, like, I'm just staring at it and want to get it done. Plus I have all of the V2.4 parts to print. I haven't even started printing that, and that's going to take a while to print because there's so much to print. So at least if I get this done out of the way, I can do some little videos in the meantime while I'm printing the V2.4 parts, getting them all done and printed, and then we'll start on that build because I really want to get it all over it. Yeah, I don't want to dry them out too long. So let's see what we have left to do. We gotta start working on this stuff here, the Hotend. So let me start putting some stuff together. Alright. Let's start bolting some stuff down in. So I'm gonna use the black. I'm gonna be using this, the black Dragonfly BMS. Let's start putting that together. So now that I have this kind of camera, I can actually give you guys a better view so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, which is super, super convenient. So that should position you guys. Now you can kind of see what I'm doing now. There we go. There you go. Now you guys have all angles. I can blow this out just a little bit so you guys can see for now what I'm doing. I wasn't going to do a stream, but I'm like, what the heck, man? Just get it done. You're kind of there, you know? Might as well get it done. Let me put you guys up so I can see you guys' comments just to make sure I can see you guys what y'all are saying. Keep a track. Alright. Ooh, this looks nice, guys. Oh my goodness, this looks really, really nice. Look at that. That is a really nice Hotend. I mean, it's so tiny looking, but that black. Yeah, this is nice. This is very, very, very nice. Yeah, this is gonna be really nice. Alright, so let's start adding in. Let me see. Okay, I'm assuming you gotta take this off. Guess it mounts this way here. Yeah, it mounts this way. Yep. So let's screw this down, and then actually, you know what? No, we can do it. We can do it because I was about to add. Actually, let me put on the tip first. Let's get the nozzle on first. Let's get the nozzle on first. I think I have a little. Of course, you don't have to over tighten it. I'm just putting the head in the wrench. That way I can get a grip. I'm not going to over tighten it. I'm not going to try to man angle it too much. Just want it tight so there's no leaking. There we go. Alright, so let's put it in. Make sure you guys see what I'm doing. The way this mounts, it actually rigid mounted. You take the two screws, put it right there. We see the two inserts, and it goes down like that. So it's rigid mounted. So there's no way this is gonna break or anything, which is what I really, really like about this mount. So let's see what screw size we need here. Can this work? It's not deep enough. We might get away with it. Let me see. We might get away. Let me see if this works, guys. Let me see if this works. We might get away with it. Nope, not deep enough. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to go. Alright, I'm gonna have to bust out my screws here. Hold on, guys. Go my screw sets here. I think these sides might be good. There's two different sides in here. That is probably too long. Let's try this. Yeah, that's work. This work. This size. Yep. All right. I'm always misplacing my little these kind of things here. Yeah, this works. This size works perfectly. Alright, so that's mounted. This is not going anywhere, guys. Like, this is rigid mounted. It ain't going anywhere. So then okay, so it will look like this. So it fits nicely, guys. Actually, that fits really nice. So let me get I'm going to need a piece of, boys, remember I'm streaming. My boys are here, so I'm trying to make sure they're not making a bunch of noise. So as you can see, I pushed it down in there. Don't worry about it going up and down, because once the boys, are we not listening? Okay. So once it's in there, see, like this movement you see here, you don't have to worry about this, because once we put the outer half on there, it will hold it down tight enough where there's not going to be a back and forth. So we have just a little bit of movement initially, but that's okay. Alright, so let's start working on putting the heater together. So which side I want to put it? So if I put it here, maybe I can fold it under like so. Yeah, I can fold the heater. Yeah, I can wrap it up like this. Yeah, that works. That works. All right, so let's do that. So let's put the heater in here. Thermistor. Put it on this side. Put it up like that. It's a little bit tilted up. this. That looks good, and we can cut it. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and pre-cut it. So probably we don't probably need more than this. So we're gonna cut it right here. That should be plenty. This box, stuff it all here. I'm gonna throw this in. Okay. So we should have something like this. I'm gonna fold up the cables and put JST connectors at the end, but I just kind of pre-cut them right now, and then we'll cut them down to further length depending on how much we gotta go. So now we just gotta round this. And I think this is called for 20 millimeter screws, I'm pretty sure. So I might have to go back here and look. That might be too. Yeah, that looks good. Other one fit nicely though. There we go. All right. Keep misplacing my screws. What's my thing on that one connector? Where's the other one? Oh, there. Make sure this is down. Hold on. Before I tighten it up, I want to make sure it is in its lowest position. Before I tighten it up. Yeah, I don't want no pulling it. So that way it doesn't move or shift when you're doing retractions. I'm not going to over tighten it to pull out the what's the name now. I just want it just to hold in place. There we go. So you should have something like this now. That looks really, really good. Nice and clean. So put on the boot back. You can hand it to me. Thank you. Alright. So it's gonna run the wire like this. I'm gonna try to get it as best as possible. Just pre-run the wires right here. So get some zip ties. So that's the way I want it. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I don't want to break it, so I'm just going to slowly pull it in. There we go. Don't want to tug on it too much to break it, to pull the wire or damage the thermistor, because the thermistor is very flimsy. You want to kind of be careful there, not to pull on it too much. trying to get some leverage. There we go. There we go. Move it up some more. I want to keep this very neat and tight. I don't want it touching the so it should look something like this. Alright, that looks a lot better. Kind of want the thermistor a little tighter in there. But that looks to be good. Nice and clean. Shouldn't touch anything. That looks really good. So let's see if I have an extra zip tie here. Yep, I do. And just this is just to make sure that cable routing is neat, you know what I'm saying? I like my Afterburner looking really clean and tidy. Hate to see wires all over. And you definitely want to run it nice and neat because you're not going to be pulling this down a lot. There we go. So that's cool. So now we just got to snip this. These are the zip ties. And that's neat. So all we got to do is crimp this, put on connectors, JST connectors on here, and we should be good to go. But that's really clean, guys. Like, that's a really clean design. So this opened up the option of using, like I said, the Phaetus Dragon, BMO, the Dragonfly. So I'm using the BMS version. This is like the Creality style mount. So like I said, you don't necessarily have to go out and get like your standard Dragon eye flow with the 4 pillars around it, since Slice Engineering had their pattern on that. But the fact that you can now mount this as a on an Afterburner, this is really, really nice option. This is why I've been using them, because it's like they're cheap enough, they're attainable. Yes, they don't have the 4 pillars and you can't do one end nozzle change, but it's still not a bad ordeal. Honestly, it's not bad. These things are, you don't have to maintain these things for very long. They run very good. They are metal. They don't jam like your typical Dragon, because I did get a jam with peeling Dragon, but as long as you have adequate air cooling. Now here, this design that you see here, it's optimized for airflow. So even if I had a low airflow fan, the fins here help push air pressure across the fin really nicely, which is why I really like this new ABN Afterburner mod. Really, really smartly designed. And if you notice how the ducts are channeled, they're channeled to go like that way, so they kind of pointed to the nozzle exactly. So this is why this cools a little bit better than your stock Afterburner duct. So, all right, so let's focus on what's the next step. So let me see. We need to start crimping some of this stuff. Let me start. See what we can do next here. Let me look at the CAD here, see exactly what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so it seems like we're gonna have to do a lot more crimping now. So let me bring you guys up a little bit. Let me turn on the lights so I can see what I'm doing. You guys can see. Bring you guys up just a little. Alright, so we need to find out how to mount this part here so I know how much I need. Probably cut it by here. Start crimping it. Let me get my cables. So I already got my cables pre-run. This is the heater and thermistor. This is the front Hotend fan and the part cooling fan in one. I tried to make the cable as minimalistic as possible, so it's minimalistic. And then this is the BLTouch connection. So as you can see, it's just 3 little connection. Make it very simple to connect. I have a PTFE, if you can see that. I have a little PTFE tubing running between it, just to give it some stiffness. So when you mount it at the back, it's stiff enough to kind of hold itself up and not be all flimsy. So I think that's a pretty neat thing to do, because then, you know, once it's on there, it's not gonna bow or sag or anything. It's just gonna stay upright, which will make it much, much cleaner. So, let's see what else I need to do here. All right, so I need to match this up real quick so I know exactly how am I gonna do this. So I need to turn this around. Let me turn this around, guys. Make it easier on myself. Okay. All right. Just need to catch a picture. You know what? I have an idea. Give me 1 second. This is why it's good to have multiple BLTouch, so I can use one as a reference. I can see exactly what I'm doing. Alright. This way, using this, I can kind of see where the pins go. Because right now, the BLTouch under here is buried, so I need to see exactly where the pin goes so I can match it up and not screw up anything. So I'm just kind of looking where each of the pin goes. So we got ground, signal, signal, ground, Z. So if I'm looking at this right, no, this is for the Z end stop and the other. So I'm looking here. Got green, red, yellow. So green is for the ground, red is for the signal. No, red is for the 5 volt and yellow is for the signal. Okay, got it. So let's crimp this sucker. What did I use on here? I used the male, female end, so I need a male end here to match up. Male. 4-pin, need a 5-pin, right? Yep, 5-pin. I hate crimping, guys. I'm being honest with you. I hate doing this. This stuff is, it gets very tedious very fast. especially the stream. Now I can understand why Nero gets tedious of doing this stuff. It's very, very annoying, this part of the stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Wire stripper, crimp. Cut this down a bit. I think I don't want to go too low now. Need some space. So maybe I'm comfortable with this amount. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to go too low and screw myself over. So, let you guys see what I'm doing here. You guys can see that? Yep, you can. Bring you guys a little closer in. Man, I like this camera because this is so convenient. You guys can actually see what I'm doing for once. Let me take this out of the view. Just that view, just a little bit. There you go. Automatic wire cutter stripper. This is so nice, very convenient. You can do multiple wires at a time, but I realize sometimes it doesn't cut it. So I tend to just do one wire at a time. It's just more consistent that way. And trust me, having the right tools make the job easier. Just makes super convenient. All right. Come on, I hate these ones, man. They tend to turn in it, and it just makes it so annoying to crimp. I hate these. They just turn on you and end up messing up. There we go. Got it? All right. Hey, William Johnson, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. This is just a random stream. I kind of want to get this build over with. It's a super simple build. I'm just sitting here staring at it, and I got like other projects, so I just kind of want to knock this out the ballpark. You know, I just want to kind of get over with it. Not a very hard build at all. Actually, I find this build is like more simpler than building a switch wire. I'll say the switch wire gets second place. This is the first place for this build. It's super, super simple. If I wasn't streaming this, I'd probably get done like in a day. Like I said, I can just build this within a day. Easy, easy, easy. Come on, behave yourself, behave yourself. There we go. The belt run is not hard. That's why I kept the motor loose. If you looked at, I think I did a video of when I first built this Legacy. I showed you how the belt run was. Pretty easy belt run. That's why I didn't show it on stream. So if you guys want to look at the belt run, you can go back to that video. Didn't make sense doing it twice. Oh man, I caught too much of it. Crap, I hope this stays in. I hope that don't cause a sharp. I think I got too much of it in there, but hopefully when I pop it in, it doesn't cause a problem there. Got one more to do. There we go. Alright, here comes the fun part. Make sure the wires are matched up. So I gotta grab my cable. Kind of watch this because I don't want to mess up the BLTouch connection. I want to make sure it's connected properly. So, how did I run this? So that was ground. That was power signal. Ground, power, signal. Okay. I have to match this up, man, because I don't want to mess up here. So, is that how it's set up? Hold on. Good to have multiple resources. Let me look back on the schematics of the SKR 1.4 turbo bed board. I just don't want to mess this part up. So ground, power 2.0. Okay. So if I'm looking at this, it's ground, power 2.0. So, alright. So, and what did we say? Green is ground. So green will go something like this. So green goes right here first. Okay. Red is power, so red goes next. There we go. Yellow is signal. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. Yellow signal, and what else? What's ground? What's ground? Black. Black. So black is ground. So black goes right here. There we go. And white is signal. Alright, all connected, boys. Alright, so it's all done. So now we have our connector. The reason why I had to look back on the BLTouch because I want, alright, see the problem with BLTouch is you need to make sure your cables, overcheck that your cables match up, because if I just wire this up willy-nilly without planning what cable is what, I can easily mess up this BLTouch. I will go to hook up everything and plug it in and it won't work, right? I'm making sure I double check, triple check, quadruple check to make sure each wire that I lined out is laid out exactly like the board is laid out. This is a BLTouch clone, and a lot of people say don't get clone, but the clone work. You just got to know how to wire it right. Follow the diagram, make sure you triple check your work, and it'll work. Some people are in a rush, maybe not paying attention, and this is how they screw it up and think it's the BLTouch fault. But sometimes it's just human error. You're just in a rush. So that's why I was going through the color coordination, because I plan out the cabling. So if you can see, I just plan out the cabling. I know how it went, so I know if I plug it in right now, it'll work. So that's just planning for you guys. Planning. All right. Let's see what else we have now. All right. Now that we planned that out, now that we know what the BLTouch connection look like, the next thing to do now is crimp. We gotta start crimping other things. How we're gonna plan this? Because I need to mount the tool head. So I already have this crimped. I need to run the fan. I need to connect the fan. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's work on this. Let's work on this. Yeah. Alright, so for this, we need a couple of things. I'm so happy I'm actually putting the Afterburner on here because I know a lot of people requested that I do an Afterburner setup, so I'm happy I'm doing this in front of you guys because then I can show you how to put an Afterburner together, especially this mod. All of this for an Afterburner. This is ridiculous. Do I need an adapter for this mod? For this? Yeah, I need the plug. I need a plug for that. Yes, I do. Let me get my TL collet. Sorry guys, I hit the camera here. Get my TL collet real quick. Yeah, I bought a ton of TL collet. They take forever to ship, but I make sure I bought enough. So this is your TL collet. It's just a little, they call it TL, but it's really Triangle Lab. It's a collet. It's like what they use on BMGs to connect the Bowden tube. But this is some high quality collet. So if you want some of this, maybe I should put a link in it. Man, I never link the stuff I buy in the description. I need to get in the habit of really doing that. Oh my god, I'm so terrible at doing that. Maybe one of these days I'll go through my videos, maybe sometime this week when I'm not streaming or touching anything, and start going in through and start linking stuff, because I know some of you guys just want some of this stuff, so I really need to start linking. But I got this from AliExpress from Triangle Labs. Grab as much as this, especially if you go in Bowden or you're making a M4 extruder. As you can see, my extruder is over here, it's on this side, but this is very, very convenient, very high quality stuff. It holds the Bowden tube in place really, really, really well, and this is why I'm recommending them. Good stuff. So all right. So now that we have all the parts here, let's work on how we're gonna assemble. So let's work on this part first. So this is the housing for the 1515. So what you're gonna do, you're going to take the back housing off. One second, guys. Let me grab something. I'm going to need this. I'm going to rest these down. I'm going to need these tools here. I'm going to need this as well, so we'll have to drill. This is my Dremel with a blade on it to cut, because you would need to do this to take off. But I got to go back on the website again and see exactly where I drilled, where I have to cut on here real quick. All right, so let's see what I had to cut. Let's go to this mod. ABN. Yep, bad noob. Alright. Let me see where I had to cut again. Or maybe I didn't have to cut anything. Oh, the ears. Okay, that's all I had to cut. The ears off. Okay, now remember, I just have to cut the ears off. The end of the ears. So that's the only part you cut off. So let's take it apart real quick. Should have a... Boys, remember I'm streaming. Be respectful of my wishes. I appreciate that. All right. So the fan blade housing is off. Let me go ahead and fix this wire real quick here. All right. So we gotta cut this and this off. If you guys can see that. Yes, I actually did. Currently, it's right here. I just haven't unboxed it yet. I'll use it when I'm building my 2.4. It's right here. That way you guys can see it. It's a whole kit. You guys see it? Whole kit. So, I haven't unboxed it yet, but I did get it. So, when I'm building the 2.4, I'll be using I'll definitely be utilizing it. So, we're going to cut this and this off. Plug this in real quick. You might hear some noise, guys, but that's the fun part about live stream, hearing all the noises. So, I'm going to go ahead, just kind of take my time, put it on low. That you guys see what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna there we go, nicely sheared off. It's just plastic, so you can just take your time, you don't have to rush it. You guys see what I'm doing here? It's best to use a Dremel to take it off. It comes off cleaner. If you use a clipper, I realize if you use a clipper, what happens with a clipper, you're gonna break it. So if you use a clipper on here that's not sharp enough, you're just gonna clip it and it's gonna crack the housing. So I just use a Dremel, like a Dremel with a blade, and just kind of sheared it off. And look how clean that came off. Okay, so it's best to just use a Dremel in this case, if you have one. All right, so now you take your housing, and you're gonna take this little clip, and then you see how you put it. I'm just watching me how you put it. So you take this little clip, push it in here. See this clip? I'll show you. Right here. Push it like this. Sits in this little groove. Let me strip my fingernail here. Looks disgusting just sitting here. Alright. So you squeeze it and it slides right down in there, okay? So that's what that looks like. Then you take this and you turn it this way, so the housing face that little groove that you're seeing right here. So if I can even get it in myself. Hold on, I'm struggling here. Let me fix that. You know what? Actually, let me actually put it in first. Is that what you do? You put that in first? Yeah, I was right. So you put it in first and then you try to slip it in. That's my little kid in the background, guys. I'm sorry. So you kind of push it in, try not to break anything because I don't want to reprint. So I'm struggling just a little bit, but you can get it in there. Let's see if I can finesse it in there. There we go. So it should fit like this. There you go. Hope you guys see that. So it's finessed in there. This little spring thing here is just to kind of hold it in place. But of course, when you put the back and everything on, this ain't going anywhere. But that's why you need to clip the ears, because the ears won't fit. So that's why you gotta like Dremel off the ears nice and neat, and then it'll sit in place nicely. So there we go. Looks really clean. I really like this fan duct, man. I really like it. All right, so let's move on to the next step. Next step is the outer fan. Oh, hold on. Someone is calling on my phone here. Hey, babe. Could you tell Cassie I'm streaming, please? Yeah. And tell him to keep it down? Thank you. Alright, so now we're going to put, so now to mount the Afterburner, you go ahead, the Hotend fan. There's a little groove underneath here. See that groove? That's for you to route the cable, which is very slick place to put it. And so you just kind of fold it like this and kind of push it under. So you fold it down. There's a little area. See that little small area? That's where you route the wire through. Okay, so you just kind of fold the wire there as best you can, and then push it down. There you go. That's it. And the wire sits right in this little groove and comes around. So like this. So there we go. Pretty easy. This is why I like this fan duct. Pretty simple and very neat. Okay. Let me run this cable back so that way it doesn't keep shifting on me here. Alright. And it looks something like this. So let's go ahead and put on the rest. So now we gotta now we got to put the extra back on. Okay, so now we put this piece. I want to say goes like so. Trying to keep the wires organized so they don't shift on me. Come on, behave yourself. There we go. And you just slide this up in. trying to finesse this wire so it doesn't stick out too much. And it's preventing me from pushing this in place. You know what? I'm gonna probably, okay, you know what? It's probably this way. Hold on. It's probably most likely inside. So let me go ahead. That's probably how you do it. Yep. Exactly. Exactly how you do it. And let's fix this back. Much better. Alright. When all said and done, it should look something like this at the back. So, just like this. Trying to fix the wires because they keep popping up the back here. But I'm not worried about this because once the screw hits it, it'll go down. And then this goes in like so. Once you mount it like so. So I'm going to go ahead and just push the screw through it so it sits in one place. And I think we need 30 millimeters in this case. Make sure I get the right size. Let's see, is that the right size? Let's see. It looks like about the right size. Yep. And where's the other one? Okay. Come on, be yourself. I'm gonna have to screw this side. The other side going in nicely. This side is being a little brat. Okay. There we go. So it should look something like this, guys. And all said and done. There we go. That's it. So, and then this gets butt up again, so your duct will be down here, and then the rest of the part of your afterburner, if you're doing direct drive, or in this case Bowden, will be butt up against this part. So this part is kind of complete. The fans ran. I just need to clip the fans, make sure I route them properly, and we're good to go there. So let's start assembling. So let me see. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I can go ahead and pre-mount this too. So, let's see how you put this together. Alright, don't judge me too much, guys, because I know this one is very weird how you put this one together. So I know it goes like this. Like so. Yep. And me see what size screws would this use now, because there's no manual. I'm gonna have to get. Let me look at my CAD. Let me see what my CAD says. Come on, why is my button not working? All right. Let's click on this, cancel. Click on this, hide. What size screw is this? What size screw is this? Why isn't that showing me in the design? Let's remove this too. Okay. All right. Wish it could show me. Ah, crap. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to relaunch the. Or am I not? Let me see. Axis, carriage, Bowden. So M330. Okay, M330. That's what you use here. M330. And it bolts up against this. No, like so. Got it. M330. Okay. M330. Okay, let me get my screws. So much noise being made. All right. I got a ton of screws, guys. Like, I mean, a ton of screws. Too much. I spend like almost $200 worth of M3 metric screws. Like, nothing but screws. Just because I don't want to run out. So, 2 of these. And it goes like this. Which way? Is it this way? No. It's this way. Yeah, okay, you route the wires through there. It's a big gap. I'm not sure what that gap goes to. It's a massive gap underneath there. Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, let's do this two first. Just like that. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then it goes like so. All right. Okay, this is slick. I like this. This is neat. This is freaking cool. Kind of happy I'm going Bowden because no more gearing or anything like that, and plus the M4 extruder is pretty strong on its own, so I don't want to over tighten it and pull out nothing. Okay, there we go. So that's what this looks like. And I guess am I doing this right? Why I feel like I did this wrong? Hold on. Let me check. Okay. Nope, it's right. It's right, guys. It's right. So this is the correct orientation. It is correct. It is absolutely correct. Okay. So now we got to put the collet in, which is going to be the tough part because I'm actually going to put the collet in first. This is the part that's kind of awkward to put in. So let me go ahead and see if I can squeeze it on the table in. Get this bigger boy. Yep. Come on, be of yourself. This part is so stiff. You gotta actually put some power in it just to get the blue collet part in. Alright, you know, I don't want to damage the rubber. Take the rubber off. Put this down. I'll let you guys see my struggle so you guys can see. I'm glad I have this camera so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. It's a struggle to get this on here. Try not to break it. It is so annoying. No, I'll have to try this one. Come on. Little bugger. Okay, catch. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. See? Now it's in. That's a bugger. That's difficult sometimes to push in, so I gotta put this cover back on. Okay, now we can go back. Now we can take this, see that hole? That's why we gotta push this down in here. Oh, uh-oh. Sometimes I'm actually, you know what? I wonder if it's just better to just kind of unloosen it instead of fighting it. Let me see something. I don't want to fight with it. So if I can loosen it up and push it down and tighten it up, I'd rather do that than to sit here and force it in. Make my life harder. So just... There we go. That works. And then we can just tighten it back up. Look at that. Real easy. Instead of fighting with it. Did put a gap in the top. See that gap? it's gonna bother me, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it because the collet is just that big. You're trying to force it down in there. So I just gotta be careful how I tighten it so I don't pull out the heat inserts. I'm just gonna have to live with that gap. It's not a bad gap. It's not bad. But the collet is in. Can you hear it pressing? That's it. It's in. So yeah. Alright. What else? So we need see what else need to be done. Okay, so I think we can flip it back around. All right, that will be the last part I put in because I want to run the wires. So how does it sit? Okay, like so. Kind of weird. There's a massive gap right here. Is there supposed to be a gap? Oh, I guess there is. Okay. All right. All right. Let me turn this to the side so you guys can kind of see what's going on and taking place. So it sits like this. So, I mean, I guess, okay, so this sits in here like so for the wires. All right, so I guess I can start working on the extruder wire. So if I mount the extruder, it's a good thing I put that shield on here because that would have definitely touched my my probe, my BLTouch. Okay, so and then this can be routed underneath here and connected like so. I mean, I guess I could cut it just a little bit more. Let me see something. Just want to see how it fits. So I know I need to cut the wires. So it sits like this. Just seeing where the wires can be routed so it's not ugly. So the wires can come in literally right in this corner. Ooh, I mean, that's not too bad. Okay. I can cut it, yeah, I can cut it down just a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we can cut it down just a little bit more and make sure the wire is really neat. We can get away with just about there. So let's cut about, yeah, let's cut about. Yeah, we don't want too short, so about there. Alright. Let's strip and add our stuff to it. So, get back our wire. Look back where we run our, so we ran our heater wires at the end. I'm using 20 gauge heater wires. I know some people say 24 gauge is fine, but I'm just using 20 gauge. All right, I think 20 gauge is what you're supposed to use, but I'm using 20 gauge for the heater and 24 gauge for the regular connectors. So clearly I ran the heater wires on the outside and the thermistor on the inside. So we need to do that. So we're gonna start crimping this one. Same process, so we're gonna go ahead with our tools. And we're gonna use, this is we need female, we need, what we need. So we need male connectors here, 4-pin. Yep, get our 4-pin here. Let's cut 4. Okay. Starting to come together, guys. Starting to look like an actual machine. Alright. So, start stripping the wire here. Splitting the thermistor cable. Alright. Oh, I can't cut this? Alright, I'm gonna have to go use something else with this one. Wire stripper. Can't cut that tip cable. So this is what? 20 gauge. What gauge is this? I just want the outside. Nope, that won't work. Nope. Don't want a lot of the wires exposed, so I'm trying to be careful. Yeah, that got it off. So 16. So 16. Okay, so go back here. 16. Come on. It's fine. I just need it down enough so I can take it off. Alright, that got it. Now I gotta clean up the burrs at the end. Fire resistant shielding on the outside. It's quite annoying, but I know it's for safety. You just got to know how to clip through it so you can see the actual wires. So that when you're crimping, you're not crimping these parts. I'm just clipping off some of this so I can see clearly. Alright, that's good. Alright. I'm using a 50-watt heater cartridge, and I'm using your typical NT. I can never say the name, but it's the Beta 3950 thermal sensor. You know, you're just typical. I know it's not accurate, but it's good enough for what we're doing here. So let's get a wire, your crimper. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay. We're getting close. I'm so excited now that I almost finally building this thing. I know it wasn't a long build, but sometimes some of the long builds are unnecessary. You know, you can get this done in a few days. Look at that crimping job. So nice and clean. Very, very clean. Alright. Rest here. Crap. It fell through. It's been raining like crazy here in Florida. Not sure where some of you guys are from, but in Florida, it's been raining the last couple of days, especially today, like crazy. But it's some well-needed rain, of course. Alright, so I need a tool here. Come on, behave yourself. See, the reason why I have to be careful with this one, because it wants to turn on me. So, and when it turns on you, you just ruin the whole crimp. So I just try to be careful. That's plain perfect. I don't need it all the way in. There we go. All right. We are done here with the Hotend, so we say that the two Hotend part goes on the outside, so we got to make sure we line this up properly. So actually, let me put the inside ones first. The thermistor go on the inside. So put the thermistor inside. Come on, Bowden. Click. For these things, these JST, I hate them, but they work. You just gotta make sure they click. There we go. When you hear the click, you know if you pull on it, look, it won't come out. But if it comes out, you didn't hear the click. So you gotta make sure it clicks all the way in there. Else it will come right back out on you. So yeah, JST is a bit annoying, but they do work for the job. And now I know Voron calls for microfit, but the JST works so well that I don't care personally. You know, it's not like you're putting super high wattage to this thing, you know what I'm saying, like, and massive amperage, so you're okay. So I just use the JST because it just does work. It gets the job done. So let me plug it on that one. Come on. Click. Did I hear click? Yeah, they click. All right, next one. Did it click? No, it didn't click it. Come on, click. Nope, didn't click. Let's try this again. Please stop it. Might have to take something and push in there just to help it. It's being a brute and don't want to click. Yeah, click now. Okay. All right. So this is done. So it's all done. So this is plenty good enough. So now we got to just cut the Bowden here. We got to kind of measure it out and cut it. We don't want to cut it too low. So I'm just gonna give it an initial cut, not too low. Okay. So that's the initial cut. I just want to test now to make sure it's enough. Clearly there's still too much, so we need to cut down quite a bit more. Okay. Alright, we'll cut down some more. Let's see if this fits. That's perfect fit, actually. Perfect fit. Alright, cool. So, alright, so the one more thing before we all assemble this, we gotta do the fan. Pretty sure the fan is the same treatment, just long enough to get underneath there. So, probably gonna cut it from, let me see. I don't wanna cut too much off of it. So let me bring down this side, measure it out some. Boy, this thing stick out quite a bit in the duct. That stick out quite a bit. So we just need enough to. So yeah, we don't need a lot actually. We just need a cut off block right there. Okay. We hold that right there. We need to cut just about that amount. Alright, so that's all we need. That's all we needed to run up. So let's get this going as well. So we need more. Let's see, what was a turbo fan on here? So yeah, brown. I'm gonna make brown and red the cooler fan, and yellow and red the power cooling fan. I'm gonna do that. All right, so let's crimp this, and we can match it all up. But now I'm gonna take this off. Crimping. Alright, awesome. Now let's get our more crimping going on. This is the last bit of crimping, guys. So this shouldn't take too long now. Tedious, it's very tedious, but it's definitely worth it to do it right, because then you don't have to go back over it again, you know. Plus I'm getting real comfortable on the live stream, so I'm not making as much mistake as before, and I was really nervous. Plus I don't have a big audience to be nervous about, so it makes it a little easier. There we go. Take one of our ends. That's done. Another one. There we go. Now with these crimping tools, don't crimp too hard. You just want to crimp until you hear the click. Because if you do that, if you crimp too hard and don't wait for that click, you can bite into the cable, and then it will basically slice the cable open. So you're not even crimped properly. So just be careful with the crimping. Just try to not stick the cable end all the way in. You just want the wire be crimped and the cable end stay at the end. So that way it gets crimped properly. Oh, that one almost about to mess up. And I don't want to recut another one. Hold on. I hate when they turn on me because that's what they do. They just turn. Don't want to cut another one. So come on, behave yourself. There we go. Just want to get the wire at the front part here. Did you guys see? Just get the wire right there, and that's it. There you go. That's it. See that one little click? You know you're done. Now one more. And then we can fully assemble the afterburner. Oh. Come on, behave. There we go. Just insert the top, make sure the housing of the wire gets to the first part, not all the way. And that is plenty. Squeeze till you get a click. That's it. Alright, cool. So now we're going to get another 4-clip male. Where are we? Those are 5. Those are 3. This should be 4. Yep. So now we just got to match up what we said we're going to do. Get these out of the way because I won't crimp for a little bit. So we said turbo fan will be, okay, so part cooling fan will be red and brown. Regular, okay, so if you get part cooling, so if you kind of match up the connectors here. So if you're looking at it this way, so we have brown and red. It's brown and red, right? So wait, let me look at the bottom here because I'm assuming red is power. Let me not assume and make sure I'm looking at this cable right. Lift this up a little bit. Let me see. So if I'm plugging it in the SKR, the yellow is power, red is okay. And I'm plugging it this way. Okay, hold on. Almost would have screwed up right there. Almost screwed up. Let me go back. Look back on my SKR here. Almost screwed up. So if I'm looking at the fan plugs, let's say if I plug it in this way, positive on my left. So the yellow is positive, red is negative in this case, and on the brown cable is brown is positive, red is negative. So the reds are the negatives, and okay, I got you. Alright, cool. Just wanted to make sure. So in the this case, make sure following it. So the reds are negative, the other colors are positives. In this case, we said we're going to do part cooling. So red comes to the end here. Part cooling, locked in, negative in the center, on the other side, and then this one said positive on the inner. Positive, clicked, negative. Alright, I clicked, see, now it's in. Alright, wiring is pretty much done here. Alright, so now we just gotta put it all together. So I'm gonna flip this around real quick and put it all together. Alright, so now alright, so now we're gonna do this mount. This mount or afterburner here together first. So let's put these two things. You know what? Then actually put this in first. Put this in. Put the wires over here. You guys see what I'm doing? Then we're gonna put this on. Like so. Okay. So just gotta mount it from the bottom here. Okay, so I need to run my screws. So I need, I think, 40 millimeters. I want to say. Let me turn this around. I want to say it takes 40 millimeters. Let's remove this. Cancel. Hide. Stop it. All right. Toolhead. 40, yeah, 40 millimeters. Okay, so do I have any 40? I don't think I have any 40 millimeter screw out there, do I? Nope, I don't. Alright, so I'm gonna have to grab 40 millimeter screw out. Grab that real quick. Okay. So we're going to take our Hotend. I'm going to slide the 40 millimeter screws. There we go. Slide them in here. They can pop out. Make sure it comes to the other side. There we go. And then we take this. Alright, so it looks something like this when it's all said and done. We gotta screw up the front first. So front is calling for 12 millimeter. I think I have some 12s. Okay, pretty sure I have some 12s around here. I don't. Gotta be a 12 millimeter right here. Hold on. Let me see, just making sure I have the right size. I think I have 112 right here. One single 12? I'm gonna have some more.
No.
What are you guys doing? I'm on live, guys. You can't do this. Go. My kids drive me insane, guys. I swear. It's a good thing that I don't have a ton of people watching. They think I'm a crazy parent. I could have sworn I have an extra 12, man. No 12s? Really? It's like 8 millimeters. The one little screw I need. I don't have an extra size with it. Alright, I'm gonna have to go back to my toolbox again, boys. 1 second here. Can't believe I didn't have another 12 millimeter. That's all I need, really. Oh, these are 12s, right? Yep, that's some 12s. Gosh. Yep, same amount. Awesome. All right. Got some 12, boys. Got some 12. Okay, now we can continue. Let me put this on back first because I don't want to have a difficult time trying to slide this thing back in place. That would be a disaster. There you go. Don't have to be overly tight with it. It's just, you know, remember you're screwing into plastic. I know it has can I miss the spot there? I think I miss the. Here we go. How did it miss the screw hole? There we go. Yeah, remember we're screwing into plastic here, so we just gotta be careful not to damage anything. And it's really to remind myself not to go overboard with it. That's in. Alright, so now we can slip on this thing. Do I need those 2 holes? Actually, you know what? Let me put 2 of these small screws in. Just to have the afterburner in. This is like a holder for the afterburner, so it slip on. You don't have to screw it in all the way. It just needs to be like a holder. I think that's plenty enough. Here we go. Alright. Now I gotta screw this thing in. This is fun. Alright. Kind of screwed in this thing blindly. I don't want to break anything. Come on. Catch. Make sure it's catching. No. Did not catch. Okay, hold on. My little thing is in the way. Hopefully that can compress, but it's not catching. What's going on? What? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulty here. Is this short or something? No, it's not. Why did you do that? Okay. Okay. Alright, that caught. Let's try the other side. maybe. I see the problem, guys. Okay, so the screws I put in, alright, let me show you guys what's the problem. I'm glad I have this camera. Can you guys see clearly? Okay, so these screws here, these two screws, which you're supposed to have in for the Afterburner. Now you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it, but these two screws are stopped. It's kind of in the way a little bit because the chin, the bracket that's holding the hot end in place to the duct, it's not on this little chin. There's a little chin on the Afterburner on the actual base mount that's on the rod. It's not sitting above the chin, so it's causing this weird brace. You see that little brace where you can see the screw? It's supposed to sit flush. So I gotta fix that so it sits flush at the bottom and sits flush at the top. So that's the problem. So it don't make sense breaking it when there's an actual issue. So let me fix that. Let me grab something here. Let me go. Okay. Let's fix that. We don't want to break anything here because it's Afterburner looking also fine. I don't want to break anything. So I'd rather just take it off, make sure everything is in line before I put it on. Because I don't want to have to reprint anything and everything is perfect at the moment. So let's avoid that by not manhandling the whole thing. Okay. So as you can see, this little chin, there's two little chin here, one here and one here. Okay? Don't want to damage the threads on the nut, on the inserts, and fighting it going inside. So let's pull these out just a little bit and make sure it's not stopping the Afterburner from sliding up a little bit. It doesn't have to be there, but it's just nicer when it's there, you know? Like I don't have to use those two screws, but it's just nicer to have them there. Alright, so, well, these two screws are kind of in the way. So let me see. Let's remove them. Because I'd rather mount flush than to have two screws causing a problem. And there we go. That's better. I'm not gonna worry about those two extra screws. It's not like there's gonna be a ton of pressure or load on the tool head, so I'd rather just not have them in place. So let me go ahead and remount this back up now. There we go. That's better. I'd rather it sit flush on the top, man, than to sit there and have it fight with it. Should push it back a little further. I'm sorry guys, I'm literally in the way. You guys are just, my bad. don't like that sound. Ugh. I don't think it's supposed to make that sound. Yeah, that's flush. That one is flush. This one is making a very weird sound. Let me back it out a little bit. Ew. I don't like that sound it's making. Yeah, he ain't going any further. So, not gonna fight with him. It's minor. Yeah, hey Ben H, Ben DH. Yeah, trying not to break anything. And yeah, this is a rebuild of the Voron Legacy I had. I just changed up the color scheme. The first one I built was in PTG. I still have the parts here. I hate to throw them away. I wish, hoping someone reach out to me and I'll ship them out to you if you want to build a Voron. A Legacy. Legacy don't necessarily have to be an ABS only because it's just an open design. However, if no one reach out, I'm just gonna have to remove the bearings and just throw away the parts. It's not a big deal. But I was just hoping to give it to someone that may want to build a Legacy. Not a popular printer, but I wanted a full collection of all the Vorons. So I can say I definitely have one. Alright, so now we have this and this. So now we just got to put this on. Make sure this is sticking up and out of the way. Uh-oh. Let's not break anything here in the process. There we go. Should look something like this. But before we there we go. So before we do this, let's run the screws in the back. Alright. Let's see. What screws did it call for in the back? I'm using the CAD to help me, guys. If you see me going on the computer, kind of using the CAD as a guide so that way I don't screw up anything. Okay, so that's if you're running a probe. I'm not running a probe, so I'm going to use that part. Oh, that's slick. Oh, but I'm not running a probe, so you got rid of it. No big deal. All right, so as far as these deep back screws, what are these? What are these back screws? Hold on. Bet you said some 30 millimeter. Oh, they didn't even show the screws that go here. Okay. All right. No screws go there? Hold on. Don't tell me no screws go there. Look what I missed, guys. I gotta do this real quick. I missed two of the heat inserts. That would have been a disaster. I would have been screwing and not realizing I don't have inserts. Let me hand this in real quick. Good thing I have a fancy soldering iron that heats up like super quick. Like in a span of a couple seconds it heats up. So let me add two inserts to this. Which insert should I use? Should I use these? I don't. Should I use these? Because these are. I don't think these are gonna hold enough. So I'm gonna use the big boys, which are overkills. Absolute overkill. Let you guys see what I'm doing. I love the fact that I can move this camera around. I really like this. So convenient. Hey! Slim Gig, what's up, man? Trying to finish up this legacy build so that way I can start on my 2.4. I know I have a lot of printers, but I just did this rebuild just in case someone wanted to build a legacy since the manual is not out. Oh, no. The legacy is easy to build, Ben. Easy build. If I never had to live stream this, it'll take me like a day. Because you're using linear rods. Just if you can get yourself a nice box frame, you could take like you could convert an Ender 5 Pro, a regular Ender 5. What the frame I'm using is from a Tronxy X5 SA, not the Pro version, just the regular X5 SA with the 2020 extrusions, and that's what I used to convert it. Look at that, perfect, dude. Love these things, love them. I'm using an X5 SA, the regular version from the Tronxy, and that's why the frame looks so big. Like this is a typical bigger size of it's a bigger. It's a bigger size legacy. As you know, the volume is pretty huge. The bed is over 300 by 300, and the reason why I'm going Bowden instead of direct drive. When I initially built this out of PTG with direct drive, the weight on the head was a little too much for this, because you're talking about, if you look at the span of the rods, look how long that is. That's a lot of travel for rods, for these 8mm rods. So what would happen, now that I can kind of demonstrate, the weight would do this. Like it would literally wiggle back and forth on the acceleration. And what that will cause is a lot of vibration and nasty ripples in the print, and you couldn't get rid of that. So with a lighter tool head without no motor, it's a little bit more rigid. And for a build volume of this size, you definitely don't want a tool head on here. Now, if I was building like the 250 by 250, like so smaller rods, maybe about this size, then you retain some more of that rigidity, because the shorter the rod is, the stiffer it is, right? So I would have retained some rigidity, and then I could go direct drive. But with these long rods at 300, well over past 300 millimeters, it's yeah, I wouldn't do direct drive this way. I'll do Bowden. Bowden will kind of be a lot lighter on the rods, and that way you don't sacrifice a lot of the accelerations, and it's lighter. It's a lighter tool head, so you can go a little bit faster, you know. So that's why. So I wouldn't recommend it building this size unless you need to. I wouldn't recommend building this size. I would stick to the 250 build. Just for rigidity purpose and just for direct drive. But you know, you can build it this size too. It's nothing wrong. Just like I said, you can't do direct drive. You have to just build the M4 extruder and run it Bowden. You know, so. Yo, 3D Obsession, welcome, buddy. I'm glad to see you again, man. So happy to see you again. It's been a minute, so I'm glad you joined in. Alright, so let's put... I want to say this is... I can't remember what size this is, because they don't give you the screw. Why would they not put the screw here? I'm struggling. I'm literally struggling, guys, because I know they didn't put the screw size here. So I'm having a bit of a hard time trying to find what the screw size is. Let me see if I can delete this. If what happens. Cancel. Hide. Oh. Hide. Wow, they didn't put the screw size here. Really, guys? Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna have to play a guessing game. So here's the problem. There's two screws that comes from the back that usually goes in. I want to say it's usually 30 millimeters. I'm gonna try that. I think I can get away with 30. I don't want. Let me try. Because this is where I wish they had the manual out for this thing, because you kind of like on a guessing game. I'm gonna try the 30 millimeters. Hopefully that work. Let's see. I just don't want to break anything because we're almost done with the tool head here, and I don't want to finagle with anything, and that's the problem when you don't have this thing in. You know what I can do? Alright, actually, I have an idea, guys. Hold on. I still can get away with mounting these two screws, so I'm going to do it. Because it is actually bothering me. It is literally bothering me. I'm sitting here and I'm just going to go ahead and remove this real quick. Yeah, it's been raining here in Florida, 3D Obsession. It's been raining the last couple of days. So look, guys, I'm actually able to mount the screws now. So I just took off the main plate, so now I can kind of mount the screws here. It just helped for some stability, in my opinion. It's not necessary, but I just like the whole tool head to be rigid. So I'm just going to put these two screws back. The only bad part about doing this is that when you're trying to take off the tool head, you have to worry about these things because these are holding the whole thing together. So that's the only bad part about putting these in. But I just like symmetry, if you know what I mean. I just like symmetry and rigidity. So for the sake of doing it, I'm just gonna do it. Plus, it just looks better with the two screws right here appropriately, you know? There we go. That feels so much better just doing it this way. Oh, that feels a lot better. Alright, cool. You know what? I'm not even going to mount that yet. Just going to go ahead and mount this in place. There we go. Alright, let's try these 30 millimeters. See if that holds it in place at the back here. Hopefully. I mean, it grabbed it. Yep, it went in. I don't know if it grabbed it. I don't know if it... I'm not feeling any, not feeling it grabbing anything. There we go. Just screwing and screwing away, but I don't feel it grabbing. Yeah, just not grabbing anything. Usually you feel, maybe I try 35 millimeter. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try 35 millimeters because this is not, it's not grabbing anything. just screwing away, but it's not grabbing anything. So I'm gonna try 35 millimeters here. Unfortunately, this is the guessing game when you're building a printer without the manual and following the CAD, because they didn't include the screws for this. So let me try. It's just 30 millimeters. Let me put these back. We'll try 35 millimeters. Let me grab some 35 millimeters here. All right. That feels a little bit better. Let me see though. Ooh. Come on. As you see, guys, the struggle is real here. I'm literally trying to get this screw in, and it's... I know it goes there. I just wanted to grab it, but... yeah, it goes there. It goes in there, so I don't understand why is it not behaving. Try this again. There we go. There we go. Go all the way in. Well, it's not moving, but it's not in the, because there on the back here there is an actual. Yes, 3D Obsession. There's an actual insert in the front here. So if you guys are looking, let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm saying. So there's inserts here, and that's to grab the front of the afterburner here, okay, the front fascia. There's an insert inside of this on behind that when you push the screw from behind here, it's supposed to grab the insert here and tighten up everything together. The problem is that in the CAD, there's no screw right here, but there's screw holes. So I guess they probably forgot to add the screws. Whoever did the CAD forgot to add the size screws you need to run it. So I'm just playing a guessing game here. So I tried 30 millimeter, that didn't work. I'm trying 35, that didn't work. So the next size up is 40 millimeters. So I'm gonna try 40 millimeters. Hopefully that grabs it. I just don't want to push it in there and under the pretense of false security, and I'm printing and something comes loose. So it don't make sense to shortcut it. I'd rather just make sure the right screw's in. So I'm gonna try 40 millimeters, see if that grabs it. Yeah, there's no shortcut in this. I'm not that guy, you know. I'd rather just do it right. Just less headache in the long run. So let me grab some 40 millimeters and hopefully that's much longer. All right, 40 millimeters now. Let's see. Third time's a charm, I guess. Now it's just, let me see something. Let's put it on the other side. There we go. Yep, that worked. 40 millimeters. Yep, I feel it. Now tightening. See that? It's tight now. 40 millimeters. So now I know that I need to let them know in the CAD or in Discord that is 40 millimeters. That's the size needed. That's why it's good to have a variety of screws. Could you imagine if I didn't have 40 millimeters? Yeah, that would have got me going until I got it. So 40 millimeter is the size. Yep, that's it. 40. Finally got it. Alright. Woo! Now it's stiff. That ain't going nowhere. There you go. Alright. Now we can finally mount the front piece. So, come on. There we go. All right. Not going overboard with it because it's just holding the front face, so it doesn't need to be super tight. Oh. Ooh, look at that, guys. That sucker looks good. Didn't think brown and black would work, but damn, I gotta say that looks really nice. Look at that. That is slick. I really dig this. Look at that. So the belts are ran, if you guys weren't here earlier. So everything is good. And like I said, the tool head is light. so there's not much weight back here. There's no, you know, wobbling. So it's, you know, Bowden, unfortunately, but Bowden is pretty decent as long as you tune it. And we're talking about clipper here, so I'm pretty sure I'll get it dialed in like usual. Thursday I'm gonna have a stream, and then Thursday, like I promised, I'm gonna do a walkthrough. So from scratch firmware. I'm not gonna copy. I might copy one or two things here because I don't want to have to redo some stuff, you know. But I'll tell you what I'm copying. But I'll go through a full-on installation on the Pi, walk through pretty much how I get this up and run it, tune everything in one stream. So you see all of that. I'm gonna show you how I tune my printers and how I get them to print properly using Cura. I like Cura. It's gonna be hard for me to leave Cura just because I know it so well. I tried using out a slicer, and I'm just gonna use what I know. But yeah, so it's on. It looks good. Nice brown and black. Looking real good. Super happy about that. All right, so now we got to put the back on, the cap. If I can find it. Really? No, where's the cap? Oh, there we go. Found it. So we're gonna run our wires. This goes under here. This goes under here. Okay, this is gonna be fun to plug up. Alright, so just want to show you how cool this housing is. If I can get it tilted a little bit. So as you can see from the side, I'm routing the wires. So it comes here into the big housing. This is the cap. So this kind of close off everything. I think this is pretty neat. So everything gets plugged down from inside. Now I think I have a little bit too much wire here. Maybe I rather overestimated the length a little bit, but that's okay because I'm just gonna stuff it in here. There's a lot of space to stuff it in and then run the wires and then go from there. So I'm just gonna kind of pre-run the wires and then cap it off and pray and hope to God that everything works one time. So got power cable here. Then we got BLTouch. I'm using a BLTouch with this setup, just so you guys know. I'm using a BLTouch. So it should be pretty accurate here. And then the fans. What did I say? Brown? Brown is part cooling. I gotta remind myself. Brown is part cooling. Brown is part cooling. Gotta remember that. Brown is part cooling. It's fine. If I mix them up, it's okay. I can just switch out the wire real quick. I can switch it on the board. But just gotta remember, brown is part cooling. Okay. Alright, here's the fun part. Stuffing this stuff and letting it look really neat. There we go. Gotta stuff it up in there. And then put on the cap. Okay. Come on, behave yourself. You all can fit in there. It's like literally 3 plugs, man. There we go. Alright. That looks really good. Hate the red wire here. I mean, I wish it was all black. That would have looked really better, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see what this takes. X carriage 1. What do you take? Not even showing me the screws. Hold on. What does it take? Okay. Screw. Okay, Bowden adapter. Oh, M360. M360. Okay. I need to get some M360. M360. Got some right here. Yep, M360. I swear, I have every screw under the roof. I spent $200 worth of nothing but metric screws. So, where's my little... Let you guys see what I'm doing over here. Sorry I'm in you guys' way. Don't mean to be. Just trying to finish button this up, and we're solid after this. Yes. Yes. Now this looks like a tool head. Come on, you better get in there. Haha. That looks freaking awesome right now. Just stuffing it right now. I mean, some is poking out through the sides, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. I had to do the best I can to keep these wires in check, but BLTouch wires just poking out the side. Not really mad about it, but I just kind of overestimated too much wire here, so I just have extra length, and I'm not gonna recut and re-crimp. It doesn't make no sense. This is just petty at this moment. Yeah, so we just go ahead and zip tie this down. How big are the zip tie? They're pretty small. I need 2 zip ties. Hold on, guys. I swear I got everything. Alright. Wire is going to be run right there, so is that how they do it? I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Doesn't matter which way, really. Good Lord. There we go. Wrong way. Of course. Of course. Getting as tight as I can. Keep this. If you weren't here earlier, I have some Bowden tube inside of this. So I ran some Bowden tube just so when I put it up, as you notice, when I put it up, it doesn't sag. I ran some Bowden tube in there to help it from, tilting and sagging too much. So if the toolhead is moving, it keeps a nice arch the whole time, right? So if you notice, keeps a nice arch. I'm just gonna have to put the length that I need, of course, but it has a nice arch to it. As you see, it's not like, too much. So that's why I put the Bowden tube in there to help it. All right, that is tight. That's not going anywhere. All right, woo! We did it, boys. We did it. I really like this. Like, oh my God, this is fire right now. Damn, this turned out better than I thought. I'm impressed with myself. So there we go. Different view. Voron Legacy gantry officially finished. There's nothing else to do on here other than just kind of route the wires. Get the box. Basically get this box ready with the so this goes like this as a contrast to help the look. So it would sit at the bottom, and then I'm not going to use a Pi. Like, this is where you put a Raspberry Pi here, and then the SKR 1.4 Turbo. But the Pi sucks. I'm gonna tell you right now. The Pi is only good for just running mainsail, running fluid, just the basic of Clipper. And when it comes to input shaper, it sucks. As soon as you run, you can even, to show you how bad it is, you can install input shaper on the Pi. It takes forever to install. An installation that takes like no more than 5 minutes on a regular Pi 4. 2 gigabyte or 1 gigabyte, it takes a good hour or two to install on the Raspberry Pi Zero. Not only that, the Raspberry Pi Zero has one single core, whereas I think the Raspberry Pi, the regular Pi, has 4 cores or something like that. The regular Raspberry Pi 4 has about 2 or 4 cores. Can't quite remember, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it has more core, more resources. So the problem is that when you're running Python, I hear Python really sucks. It's not efficient. So as soon as input shaper kicks in on the Pi Zero, it uses so much CPU resources, it shuts down every single time. It doesn't matter if you don't even install it on the Pi. Even if you put like the input shaper, what do you call it now? The word, come to me. Even if you put the input shaper macro, even if you do the input shaper on a, let's say a Pi 4 and get all of the information you need and you plug it in on the macro underneath the configuration, as soon as it kicks in, it still fails. So I'm not sure if it's just CPU resources from the Python and the algorithm or whatever is running in the background, but those single core CPU Pi just cannot manage it. So I recommend, if you're running input shaper, use a regular Pi 4 or Pi 3 or one of those heavy duty ones. Do not use a Pi 0. A Pi 0 is just good for just regular printing clipper without input shaper. That's it. But if you want input shaper, use a regular Pi 4. I'm telling you, because I've done it many a times and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. It doesn't work. So this will run. So instead of mounting a Pi 4 in here, there's not enough space because the power supply comes and take up like about this much. So I'm just gonna run the Pi 4 outside in a separate case, in a separate housing, but just run the boarding and all the wire and everything still in here, so that way it still look neat. And then I have this little house in here. This is for a 25 amp MOSFET, and that's going to run the 350 watt Kinovo silicon heated bed that I have, and that's 24 volts. I decided to do 24 volt instead of an SSR because this is plenty. I'm not like gonna enclose it or anything to need all that wattage. So 350 watts on a 6mm thick plate is plenty enough to heat it up and get it nice to 80 degrees. I won't even pass 80 degrees on this bed. It's just for PLA and PETG. So in this case, it makes no sense to use an SSR and some high-powered bed. So 350 watt, 24 volt is plenty enough. I'm just going to use a MOSFET to drive it instead of pressuring the board. And I think that should be good enough. So yeah, yeah, the Toolhead, I'm so happy. It looks really nice. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm really satisfied the way this look. So Thursday we'll have. I won't do anything else other than just like again put up the wire, clean up the wires. That I don't have to show that on stream. That's I can do that off stream. You guys are capable of just doing wiring. It's pretty easy from this point on. But Thursday afternoon, we'll be doing a full-on walkthrough of a fresh copy of Clipper. I'm going to probably do fluid on this one. I really like fluid interface over Maintail. Maintail looks a little vanilla at this point. I like the customization of fluid a little bit better. So I'm going to run fluid on this. I'm also going to walk through a fresh config. That means a fresh installation, all live and stream. Okay, everything I'm going to do live. It's going to take maybe, hopefully I can get it done in about 3 hours or so because it takes a little bit. But I'm going to do a full walkthrough for those who don't still having a hard time installing Clipper and getting it up and running. I think this is a good opportunity to show you guys. I took this scratch build, install Clipper, grab a fresh configuration, install all the features that I need to get this up and running. So that means Z-tilt, screw tilt, input shaper, all of that stuff going. And then we're going to tune it live, get a first print live. So all of that's going to be done on Thursday because Thursday is my Friday, basically. I work from 7 to 10, even from 7 to 5, 5:30 p.m. during the week, which is from Monday through Thursday. I'm off Friday, so Thursday night is perfect to just get this going because, like I said, I want to work on the 2.4 right away. I want to start printing parts for that because I think that's what everybody's waiting on. I already have a plan for the Toolhead to get the Joker theme on the Toolhead. So the color scheme should represent Joker. So red, green, purple, black. I'm trying to really incorporate the color scheme of Joker in the Toolhead. I don't think anybody has done that yet. Everybody else doing the 2-tone color scheme. I'm trying to go with a 3-tone color scheme and all to the Joker theme, you know what I'm saying? So I want mine to be different. I'm tired of the vanilla 2.4. I'm sorry. Everything you look vanilla. That's why I went brown and black on this because I just want mine to be different. I need it to stand out. So I know it's petty. I know it's petty, but when you put in so much effort in something you're building, you kind of want to be proud of it. You want it to also stand out. You want it to make it look a bit different and grab people's attention. So for me, going with the Joker theme, like the Iron Man theme, I just wanted it to stand out. Just look totally different from all of the other 2.4s I've seen out there. So, yeah. So I want to get that all done, and that will kind of give you guys a better tip and stuff that I use to get my printer up and running and get them printing nicely. So, but for tonight, that's it. That's the main part. I can see the Toolhead took me how long I've been streaming for? Almost 3 hours. The Toolhead almost took me all 3 hours to mount. It's literally ridiculous, but that's because I'm showing you guys what to do and not to make mistakes and stuff like that. And plus we were trying to look through the CAD to make sure we get the screws right. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are freaking awesome. If it wasn't for 3D Obsession and a couple of you guys pushing me to do live stream, I wouldn't have. I would probably still be recording videos, which I'm still going to do some videos. Don't get me wrong, because that's what give you monetization on YouTube. I haven't hit 1,000 subscribers here, but that's the goal, to try to hit 1,000 subscribers and try to like benefit from YouTube. And if I can benefit from YouTube, then all that's going to go right back into the channel, because there's other things I would like to branch out and do too. So, but you guys here, you guys are awesome. You guys are supportive. I really appreciate you guys watching me. I know this is not the best setup, but I really do appreciate you guys watching me. So yeah. Hey, why is this? Look at these guys. Look, there's a stray cat in my house. Look at this. I don't even know this cat, and it's in my apartment. Like, what in the world? Hey, I don't know. Listen, Shanae, you need to get out. Hey, I said get out. Thank you. I don't even know who you are. There's a stray cat in my house. I'm not a cat guy, guys. I'm not a cat guy. I'm more of a dog fan. I can't stand cats. But yeah, I'm gonna have to shoo Shanae out. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys. So I'm gonna end the stream. Let you guys enjoy the rest with your family. Appreciate your support. So tune in on Thursday afternoon, probably around this time, around 7 p.m. and then we're gonna do a full walkthrough. It's gonna be a little long, but at least I can just kind of run through a lot of the information with you guys in terms of Clipper, get it installed, get it set up, let you guys see full on trial. And I think that's more engaging than to just present Clipper without showing you guys what I do. So I'd rather just do that live. You guys can actually see what I'm doing on the screen, and that will help you guys out a lot. So, but yeah, guys, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you on Thursday. Peace.